Hi y'all, it's me Jabron here and welcome to Dishin It. So, welcome to my first ever episode here and where it's going to be filmed at of Dishin It. If you saw the last one, that was when it was a school project, but I've decided that I want to do this once a week as my outlet to discuss what I feel like is important that goes on in the world, okay? The first topic I want to discuss is this TJ Holmes and Amy Brobeck situation. Now, I was minding my black business like everybody else was. Was I on break? Yes, I was. I was on Thanksgiving break. And I'm scrolling through the Google Schmoogler as usual. Because you know, I wake up, I pray, I look at my daily word, and then I check my Instagrams. And why do I see these people all across the Twitter and the Instagram, right? I'm thinking, okay, they're holding hands, so there's nothing of it, correct? Ain't wrong. Here is the problem. TJ was still married and worked on the curb. He was having not worked on the curb because it's official. He was having an affair with Amy. But let me give you the full rundown. Alright. So the pictures were released November the 30th to everybody's shock and surprise, because it's like, oh my god, these people are on classy news, not trashy hood rat news. Like, it'll be one thing if these people were like TMZ correspondents, doing celebrity gossip, columnist type crap. But it's another thing when you're on a nationally syndicated show that everybody sees, like Jimmy going to school probably watches Good Morning America with his mother. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh my god. So let me give you a full rundown. Amy had filed for separation this summer, which it never said when she filed for divorce, but I'm assuming when she filed for separation, not too long afterwards she filed for divorce, because her and her husband have been having problems, and they've been together for like 12 years. Nothing of it. However, TJ, on the other hand, is what. Anyway. So they're getting closer on these roaches, bada bing, bada boom, bada bow. So apparently they are carrying on this affair behind the scenes of Good Morning America. Now, if you know anything about Good Morning America, they don't really talk about trashy gossip crap. So for them to be doing, and I think it's something in their contracts, I don't know, I didn't look into it, so don't quote me that, but allegedly, we'll say that. And so, basically, when this picture got leaked, it was like, oh my god, because TJ was still married to his wife. I think they were married for about 12 years, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. They've been together for 10 plus. His wife alleges that they were having problems, but by no means were they heading to divorce. Now, plenty of married people have problems. I mean, Michelle Obama recently came out and said there was a 10-year period where she didn't even like Barack. And this is like America, well, black people's power couple. And she ain't like her husband for 10 years. But they worked it out. But anyway, so the picture gets leaked and to his wife dismay. She's thinking everything's, they're having problems, but she thinks everything is fine. Ain't wrong. So it takes TJ 4 weeks to file for divorce. Keep in mind, TJ files, not the wife, the long-suffering wife. He files for divorce, which, if you want out of a marriage, then do it. But the question is, would you have really filed unless you got caught in the middle of New York City where paparazzi is everywhere? It would be different if you was somewhere like Nebraska or Canada or Oregon, where it's not a lot of... NYC is like the capital of the world. You know paparazzi gonna be spying you. And I used to watch these people every morning while I was getting ready for school, okay? Granted, I didn't watch DMA 3 because that came on when I was in school. But before school, TJ would come on, and I think Amy would like sit at the desk or something. But they weren't like the real anchors, because everybody know the main hours for like Robin Roberts and the football man. But anyway, and you see they ain't got no mess going on. But for anybody, that would be a lot to handle. For the whole world to find out your husband cheating on you at the same time, like you looking at the Daily Mail like I am, seeing that your husband out here with this Amy Brobeck girl, like for real, it wouldn't be so sloppy had you just filed for divorce to begin with. See, Amy is free and clear because Amy had already had her paperwork done, and from what I read, her divorce is almost final. You just filed, dog. You finna be out of child support, you finna be out of spousal support, you finna be out of life. Cause one thing America don't like is some cheaters. You see what happened to Kevin Hunter. Just saying. But I mean, this story isn't really uncommon because I know somebody who exactly this same situation happened to, minus the paparazzi. So see, well, with the whole infidelity situation. See, what happened was there was this one lady, right, who I knew who was married to her husband, right? And she had her lesbian lover on the side, right? Okay. And so basically her lesbian lover had got this girlfriend, right? And she found out and she ain't do her stuff. My whole thing about that was when I heard this story, I was like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, madam. So she went, decided she was gonna hide some bushes, and when homegirl and the girlfriend came out, she wanted to fight. She lost everything. She lost the home, she lost the job, she lost the car, she lost everything. Homegirl with complete flat broke, like on the brink. Well, you have to have that to happen. She was on the brink of bankruptcy, pretty much. And it was sad. And so from stories like this, I feel like people need to take away. You need to leave no stone unturned. Because let me tell you something, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship or a friendship, leave things, go about doing things the correct way. Therefore, you don't have these repercussions. These people don't have a job anymore. And I know GMA's paying a cute check. You missing your multi-million-dollar salary all but for the sake of love. However, love is nice and all, but there's a song that said making love is always better when the bills are paid. Who wants to sit around and be in love but you ain't got no money coming in? You be sitting up in the bed together, you looking at me, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, wait a minute, my rent due, my mortgage due, my car due. You see what happened to homegirl? And the person I'm talking about ain't never quite bounced back, ever, after that situation. So you just need to know, if you're ready to end something, you need to do it the correct way. Therefore, you don't suffer repercussions. Because NBC, the company suspended them. On to the next topic. Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley's tax invasion. Okay, so if you are like me, you used to watch Chrisley Knows Best. Chrisley Knows Best was one of the most easy, peaceful shows to watch on television. In the midst of all the love and hip-hop, which I do love sometimes. I mean, every now and then you get sick and tired of seeing people throwing drinks, yanking people by the hair. It's like, can we act like civilized human beings for once? But I digress. Granted, not everybody acts like that on that show, let me rephrase that. But sometimes you just don't want to see a hair yank or something, so you just want to watch something nice and simple. And they appear to have a nice family, a married couple with a whole bunch of kids. It seemed like they had everything made in the shade, but looks are sometimes deceiving, because guess what? These people are going to jail, baby. You want to know what they're going to jail for? Well, I'll tell you. Todd has been sentenced to 12 years in jail. Julie has been sentenced to 7 years, and both are going to have to undergo 16th month of probation. You heard that? After you get out of jail, you're going to do a year and 3 months. Wait, hold up. 12. Yeah, something like that. I'm not good at math. But anyway, they're gonna have to do a year and some change in probation. All behind trying to floss. Let me tell you what the charges are. So they were both sentenced for bank fraud and tax evasion, and they were sentenced in June. Todd is about to do a tell-all interview with his son where he's gonna reveal all of it. You're convicted by a court, and you're trying to appeal your sentence. Granted, you could be wrongfully convicted, but somebody told it on you. Get this. His alleged gay lover spilled all the beans. Mark Braddock, I think that's how you say the name. Anyway, his alleged lover basically went and told the feds, right? So let me tell you what happened. So, before they even got the show, they had this other company, right? And they sold it, and they made $3.5 million off of it. Instead of investing, allegedly, this is all according to Mark. Wherever the picture gonna be at, Mark, somewhere up here, Mark. So basically, the couple were trying to keep up with the Joneses, buying Bentleys, buying clothes, buying cars, buying houses, or what have you. So get this. So, hold up, lost my train of thought. I remember watching the show vividly. Season 1, I remember Todd saying they spent over $300,000 in clothes. And I was like, oh, but they ever spent $300,000 a year in clothes? No, I don't care how much money I make. Unless you are a public figure, and I'm talking about Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Cardi B, Who spends $300,000 in clothes? Where are you going? But I digress. I remember them saying that they spent over $300,000 in clothes. However, the couple ended up filing for bankruptcy either the same year the show came out or the following year, right? But then again, this was around the time where, you know, the economy and stuff the economy was rebuilding up. But I don't know. But anywho, his alleged lover, who got fired in 2012, I'm gonna add, he only says they had an affair for only 1 year. Okay, only 1 year, but they had a brotherhood, allegedly. Okay, so this is what he has alleged. He said that in order for these people to basically get approved for these loans, they would do this thing called scrapbooking, allegedly. I keep saying allegedly because this is according to him. Granted, it was proven, so do I have to really say it? Anyway, I just like saying the word. So, they would basically, Julie allegedly would go and doctor up documents, and she would basically have the printer and glue stuff together and make it look like official documents. I remember I read, this was a couple of months ago when I read this, so don't quote me. Basically, he applied for an account at a bank and claimed that he had this much amount of money in another bank, but only I think kept $50,000 in the bank account. But allegedly he had over like $5 million in the other one, something like that. It was a weird discrepancy in the bank account situations, but whatever. Okay, so Ty has since asked for leniency, him and Julie, because they do still have 2 minor children, one Grayson and then their granddaughter Chloe, who they adopted from Kyle's mother, his eldest child from his previous marriage. He's asking for leniency because Chloe is apparently very, very upset about what's going on, because those are her parents going to jail, and that's a lot for a 10-year-old to handle. And you know, I can only imagine what she's going through. You're going to school, kids are talking about it, because she's 10 and kids can read. I know I was reading DMZ at 10. I ain't gonna sit around a lot. It was interesting. It was thoroughly entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. And so, they got caught. He went to the feds a year after the affair ended because he cut him off. Now get this. Allegedly, a blackmailer was trying to blackmail Ty. This is before, I think, Christy knows this. How are you trying to blackmail somebody who's not that known? But I digress. In order to keep the blackmailer shut, get this, he paid over $38,000, not $4,000, $9,500 payments, to keep the person's mouth closed about, you know, the alleged relationship around town in Atlanta, because you know Atlanta's not that big, and if word gets around, nobody's really gonna. People don't. I don't. Anyway, he had an image to protect, I guess. It's very sad and unfortunate, and the whole reason why I want to talk about this was everything that it appears to be is not always that it seems. I feel like a lot of times we as people get caught of these people who have these images and who have everything, it seems like, but you see, faking it, and then you lose it all. And you don't get things the honest way, you don't work hard like everybody else does, you're gonna lose it, because as quickly as you gain it, you will lose it all. Because I feel like a lot of people probably have admired them, and they looked up to them, and now they finally kind of feel like everything they thought was a lie. Which is why you can always believe what face value is. Once you get to digging about stuff that it seems to be perfect on the outside, you end up finding out it really isn't. On to some positive. Oh, and the reason why his alleged, he's not a mistress. What do you call a male mistress? Alleged. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I got all the notes. Oh, his alleged mistress, or what, not a mistress, his alleged side piece. Now I gotta do it in good terms, I'm sorry. His alleged side piece got immunity from defrauding the government. Oh, and his alleged financial handler got some jail time as well. Yeah, don't play with the feds. The feds, what this gonna say, I'm gonna be fresh with the feds watching. Don't do that, because you end up locked up, they won't let you out. Like, that ain't high. Like, anyway. On to some good news. NBA YoungBoy has gotten married to his longtime girlfriend, Jaslyn. The couple got married this weekend, January the 7th. And after welcoming 2 children together, the couple met in 2020 and they officially tied the knot in Salt Lake City, Utah. We love to see black love here at Dishin It. I'm so happy for them. Even though I'm never going to get married, I love to see black people unite and be together. Good for you. Other good news, Michael Blackson has opened up a school in his native town. So, I'm scrolling because I got to get a tweet. Alright, so Michael Blackson took to Twitter to say, finally it's all done. The kids in my village will all go to a school for free. Throughout the years, every ticket you bought to my show helped a kid. So basically, I'm assuming in his hometown, I guess that's not free education, which is something we take for granted here in the States, that we have, free public education. So on January the 9th, he opened up his school in Agona, Nazbu, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know. Put it right there. Okay. And so basically, it's free tuition. Everybody in his village can go and attend and get a proper education and make something out of their lives, which is something that I feel like is so important. Education, reading is fundamental, and to allow these children to have the opportunities to grow and evolve and become something better of themselves is amazing. And kudos to you. We love to see black positivity around this piece. You know what I mean? On to other news, which I found this story very interesting. So get this. A California beach is for sale in Los Angeles. But get this, the land was allegedly, well not allegedly, it was proven, the land was stolen from their ancestors, right? So get this, it was called Bruce's Beach, right? The ancestors are currently selling it for $20 million in Los Angeles County. That's what the beach is. So get this, the black couple opened up, Charles and Willa. Alright y'all, get this. So California land is being for sale for $20 million. However, this land is different than what most land is. I know what you're saying, who cares about this black land? The story behind it. So, this couple named Charles and Willa Bruce opened up Bruce's Beach back in 1912, right? But due to the prejudice and things of that nature that was going on in that time, they were stripped of it. Basically, the land was stolen. They were getting, abused and segregated against, and so basically they stole it. However, early this year in July, the land was given back to the family from California, saying that, this is stolen land and we don't want to, we feel bad and we want to give you these reparations, basically, which, child. At least they got their land, baby. Now the family is selling it for over $20 million. Hopefully another black, family, keep black power. I was reading in the comments like, why are they selling it? People don't realize that taxes, property taxes are very expensive. These are probably your average everyday people, buying this land, who receive this land. Just because you get land back, you have to pay the tax on it. You have to upkeep it. You don't want your beach to go into wreck. And it's a beach in LA County. Taxes are expensive. Like, it's not cheap to live out in LA. And it's still in for $20 million. I'm just happy that these people got what they deserved, what was rightfully theirs. Anyway, that's all the time that we have. And once again, my name is Jabron, and thanks for tuning in to Dishin It. See you next week. Bye-bye.